What's going on, YouTube? How are you guys doing? You hanging out? You chilling? Good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time you're listening to it, watching it, doing the thing. Today, as you can tell by the title of the video, we're gonna go do some maintenance on the bike, on the good old Ninja 500. We're going over to HQ, which you guys have never been, so that'll be fun. We're going to HQ. We gotta do chain adjustment and clean, and then we gotta do an oil change, filter, and then we're gonna do some grips, some bar ends, and then I have to fix that mirror. It's trying to fall off, so we're gonna be doing all that today. I'll show you guys all the procedures and everything, so bear with me, and I'll see you guys over at HQ right now.
Alright, so we made it over to HQ. We got the bike on the stands. We got a front chock and a rear stand. This is sketchy, so I got another one. But we're going to swap grips. I got these GP style grips I'm going to throw on. The only issue is I got some different bar ends, but the bolts are too small, so they don't fit, and they're not weighted like the factory ones. So I might just have to put the factory ones back on, but we'll see. So I'm going to do that first. We're going to pull the bar ends off. It's just a little Allen key, and then pull these off, and then we have to glue the new ones on. So I'm going to do that real quick. So got to clean these off and throw the new grips on. That's what they look like. Not too bad. I didn't glue it because they were really tight fit, but I'll probably put some on the ends just to make sure it doesn't move. So we're going to throw this one on and then throw the factory bar ends back on because the other ones did not fit. So I'm going to do that now. We got the grips on. I really like the way these look. They got a little bit more of a sporty feel. They're not as thick as the factory ones, so you can see they're not as quite big around. These are a little bit shorter. Shouldn't be an issue though, but I really like the way they look. They match the Ninja logo and whatnot. It's a little bit brighter green, but no big deal. But anyway, now we're about to do an oil change. So you need a 17 or an 11/16 or 17 millimeter. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna come down here. This is your oil drain plug here. And you're just gonna crack that sucker loose. Maybe, probably not. Can't even get on it. Oh, maybe don't do that. Just gonna crack that Johnny loose. Make sure you got a pan underneath it. And I'm putting pressure on it so that I don't send oil everywhere. Move that back and then move it. That's it. You just pop that right there loose. It's all good. Then I'm going to show you guys how to get the filter off in just a second. Can set that up there. Grab this rag. Alright, and then for the filter, you just pop under here. Oh, gotta turn this. The filter is right here in the front. And if you have a K&N, you have where you could put a socket or something on it, but for the most part you should just be able to do this right here, and boom, she's loose. And if you have one of these pans, you can get it from AutoZone. You can just set her like that, and boom, now she's draining. So now we just let her sit. She's on flat ground right now, so should be pretty decent. And we let it drain. Then we'll throw bolt back in and then just fill it back up. And it takes 2 quarts, and you just fill it up right here, and then you check the level. You can see it draining from here. And then we'll put 2 quarts back in here. You do 10W40, you just need 2 quarts of it. So we're gonna do that real quick. Alright, so we got a brand new filter, K&N. Sometimes there's a sticker in here, not always, but it's got brand new plastic on it. So what you're gonna do, let me hold it like, figure out how that, right. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna take that off. You don't need that. You're gonna grab your new oil. You can use the old oil too, I guess, but you're gonna just open this. Stick your finger in there. Get a little bit of oil on it, and you're gonna put some oil on this seal right here. Alrighty. Then you're gonna come back down here. Let me fix this. You're gonna come back down here. You guys can see it better than I can currently. You can see right there. You're just gonna tighten it down, hand tight. Right there, it's tight. You can see me, boom, right there, just enough. All right, then we're gonna take our nut right here. I'm gonna wipe it off a little bit, just cause we're gonna, actually, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna wipe right here where it's been draining. Just gonna wipe this off right here. And you're gonna put this nut back in, or this bolt back in, like this. And you're just gonna grab your 17, and they don't have to be super tight. You don't want it to be super tight. Literally, like, honestly, that's probably too tight. Just a little bit of, just boop, good enough. And now it's not gonna come off by hand without a wrench or anything. That's the oil change, and then now all you have to do is you just take your oil and you come over to this side, and you'll see right here, I took the cap off, but we'll put it back just to show you. You have this little, like, this little nipple right here that you could take off. You turn that, boom, and then bam. You have the little hole there, and then you can just start filling her up. It's gonna be a lot easier with a funnel, but I'm gonna try not to make a mess, and I will show you guys what it's supposed to look like after. All right, as you can see, we got her nice and full, fresh oil. It's supposed to be at this top line, but I don't have enough oil. So once everything cycles, I'm gonna see where it sits, and then I'll top it off. But where it's at right now is perfectly fine. You'll just have to check it after a couple rides. So we're just gonna put this cap back on, and then we're all good. I'm gonna wipe this away. I made a mess. I made a little bit of a mess, as you guys can't tell, but we're not gonna talk about it. So that's it for the oil change. Now we're gonna do what I don't really want to do, but I really have to do, is a much needed chain adjustment. Now it looks like it's crazy out of spec. It's super loose. It only looks like that because it's not loaded up. You're supposed to check it while it's on the ground on the side stand. No big deal. When I did check it, you're only allowed to have from 0.8 inch to 1.2 inches of play, and I was at 1.5. You check from the bottom, so you pull it down, and then you push it all the way up, and you see where your play is from there. You go here to here, and you measure from one side. So you measure from this side, from here up to here, and you measure in about the center to see where your play is. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it to dead center, which will be 1 inch of play. So right now we're at 1.5 inches. So we need to get rid of that 1/2 inch. So what you have to do is you break your axle nut loose. So you break this one and this one loose. You take this cotter pin out and replace it. So make sure you have a cotter pin and a torque wrench, because you have to torque this back down to spec. So you have to break both of those loose, and then you have to break these little ones loose, these little locking nuts on the back. You break this loose, spin this back, and then you adjust from here, and it'll tighten up the chain. So you want to adjust in a little by a little, by a little, by a little, so you can keep that rear wheel pretty centered because you don't want to misalign it at all. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to get you guys set up, show you what I'm doing, and then we'll do a little time lapse so you guys can see. Just pull it relatively flat like that. And you probably want a smaller, let me see if I can find a smaller flathead so we can put it in there and grab it. Or we could just use a pair of vice grips and grab it and yank it out of there. Nope, maybe not. These don't want to work properly. Just grab the cotter pin, pull it out. This is what you'll be replacing, so you have to get another one of these before you do this, so make sure you do that. Get another one. Now we're going to see what size we need. I'm going to say it's probably about 1 inch. Let's see. Let's try 15/16. First try. 15/16. That's what you're going to need to break that loose. This is a 1/2 inch. Alright. Alright, she's loose. We're going to bring it all the way up to here. Bring it all the way down. It's about 1 inch. It's about where it should be. So we're going to go ahead and match everything on both sides. Run that locking nut down, and then we're going to have to tighten that locking nut down, which I think is a 13. We're going to match both sides, make sure the alignment's good, and then we're going to put it back down and check the slack with it on the ground, and then we'll see where it is from there. Alright, we got everything lined up. Looks pretty good. Everything matches. We're on the 4th dot and the 4th dot. We actually didn't need to bring it back out a whole lot to get the adjustment that we needed. I might have to adjust it again, but we'll check it when it's on the ground, and then we'll do that again. So I'm not going to torque this down just yet. I'm going to pull it back down off there, or off of here, check it on the stand like you're supposed to, see where the play's at, and then we'll go from there. Alright, we got it off of the stands onto the side stand. And we're going to check play now, which it already feels better, but we're going to check again just to make sure. It's going to kind of center, down, push up, down. We got about 1 inch of play, which is within spec. So you want it within 0.8 to 1.2. We're right at 1 inch. It's perfect. Not a whole lot. It's good, nice and tight, and it's on the side stand, so we're good there. So we got our chain adjustment. Now we're going to tighten our axle nut, which I think is 73 foot-pounds, but we're going to do 75. So we're going to tighten that up. Then we're going to go for a little ride, make sure everything feels fine with the new oil, the new grips, and the chain adjusted properly. So flash to us on the bike. Make sure, whoa, before I forget, do not forget to put in a new cotter pin. Kind of need that. This one's a bit big.
Alright, so we just left HQ. We did the chain adjustment. I didn't put it on camera, but we cleaned the chain too. And then we did the oil change, and then we threw on these fresh grips, which I think look really good. What we're doing now is we're going on our little test route, which is just a little road that goes behind HQ that just it just loops back around, and it's a nice little road. But it looks like everything's fine, not really leaning, if anything a little bit to the left, but it's probably the road. So we're just gonna give it a little bit of gas, and looks like the alignment's pretty good. If I had to guess, it might be slightly off to the left, but we won't really know that until tomorrow when we get on the highway, or maybe on the way home. So but for the most part, feels fine. We're gonna put it through some corners, make sure she's good, but she feels fine. Feels a lot better, not as laggy. With the chain actually in spec now, she feels good. So it doesn't feel like there's nothing weird. Feels fine. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and if you like what you see, don't mind and hit that like, hit the subscribe, and if you really want to support the channel, go over to my Etsy and pick up some of my custom merch. I make everything in-house. I've been doing it for a few years, and if you guys really want to support me, support the channel, that's the best way to do it. Just go over there, buy a little shirt or something, and if you think the prices are a little bit too expensive, hit me up. We get a friends and family discount. I never mind. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.